penetrate more widely across the U.S. And then in terms of their profile, I would think of them as kind of a small Sika, right? So they're very much focused on construction adhesives and sealants. They have technically strong products, and they have a good name among those who know them. They're just not nearly as big as a Sika or a BASF or a Euclid or one of the large and national well-known players. So so it's a player like that that's looking for growth opportunities and especially opportunities to sell bulk or volume products of the kind of product line that they already carry. So those types of opportunities. Any other questions or comments on the
now
focus?
You said their main focus is epoxy, but maybe polyurethane.
Let's assume that they have a presence across epoxy and polyurethane. And, let's see. Yeah, epoxy, urethane, and the other compounds that I mentioned, like acrylics, ester blends, and polyureas. Just assume that they're either in some of those today, or they could be in some of those very soon if they want to. Okay.
Let me ask you another question. Are they in more structural adhesive type thing? Or they are more like sealers? You know what I'm talking about? You know, like they are into structural bonding, where they, you know, like the beams and things like that for epoxy. Or it's more like a coating where, you know, they would like to have a waterproofing or, you know, sealing properties or driveways or highways or whatever it is.
I would
don't know.
I would say that they're interested in both of those, and that their current presence leans towards the adhesive side of things.
Okay, like anchoring and things like that.
Yes. Okay. Great. And any other questions or comments you'd like to address here at the beginning?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. All right, great. So I'd like to start off our conversation. Like I've seen your written biography, but I'd love to hear you just discuss your professional background, especially those aspects relevant to our current study. And if you just spend kind of 2 to 4 minutes telling me about your background, that will help me tailor my future questions to your specific experience and expertise. Okay?
Yeah. You know, my most recent job was which is has a very good presence in also polyurethane and epoxies and, you know, all these type of things, adhesives and sealants. My main job was I was their technical director, and I was responsible for all the new product development as well as the product maintenance, as well as to specifying, meeting the specifiers for the different product lines. Either it is a DOT-based products or, or it is independent consultants or architects or whatever it is. So see if that meets the requirement of the particular customer. I used to do a lot of field testing of the materials. Either it's epoxy or it's a polyurethane or acrylic-based sealants, or it is waterproofing or air barriers or things like that. Or it is just a regular construction sealant where they, the buildings where there are different type of movements and make sure, there's no cracks and things like that. I worked for Tramco before that, and I worked for Sika in the same capacity. I was their R&D manager there at Sika, as you are, I'm sure, very aware of what Sika does. And before that, I was with the Tramco, and as Tramco owns the Euclid also, RPM is actually the parent company which owns Tramco as well as Euclid. So my job, I have a PhD. I taught also at the university level at the University of Montreal for 6-7 years before I moved to the United States. I was teaching in Canada, University of Montreal, chemical engineering. Then I moved to the United States, joined Tramco, and worked Tramco 6-7 years, 7 years probably, and then moved to Sika, and from Sika I was at WR Meadows, and for the last 2 years I'm retired,